Dodgers fans, you might have to wait a little longer to see Mookie Betts back on the field at home. The Los Angeles Dodgers star shortstop is still dealing with an illness that has kept him off the diamond. And his status for their domestic opening day is now uncertain. Betts actually missed the Dodgers' first 2 regular season games over in Tokyo and was sent back to Los Angeles to continue his recovery. Unfortunately, he was also a late scratch for a recent exhibition game against the Los Angeles Angels, signaling that this illness is still lingering. And it sounds pretty rough. Betts told reporters that he hasn't been able to keep down solid food without vomiting for the past 2 weeks and has lost a significant amount of weight, around 15 pounds. That's definitely not ideal for a professional athlete gearing up for a long season. Despite the unpleasant symptoms, Betts himself says he feels great physically. He's been able to work out and do pretty much everything except eat properly, which he admits is strange. He mentioned that the main symptoms have subsided, but his stomach just hasn't calmed down yet. The good news, if you can call it that, is that all of Betts' blood work and other routine medical tests have come back normal so far. That's certainly a relief, but it doesn't solve the problem of him not being able to fuel his body properly. Betts won't be playing in another exhibition game against the Angels, and it's looking like a long shot that he'll be ready for the Dodgers' opening day game on American soil against the Detroit Tigers. He himself acknowledged the difficulty of playing a baseball game while not being able to eat. He anticipates having to take it easy for a bit and potentially playing uphill at the beginning of the season as he regains his strength. However, Betts' frustration is clear. He says he's tired of sitting out, tired of the vomiting, and just really wants to get back to playing baseball. This is a big year for Betts as he's making a full-time transition to shortstop after spending most of his career in the outfield and at second base. He's a former MVP and a key part of the Dodgers' World Series winning team, so his absence is definitely a blow. Dodgers fans will be eagerly awaiting updates on Mookie Betts' condition and hoping for a speedy recovery so he can get back to leading the team from shortstop. We'll keep you posted on any further news regarding his status. What's up, sports fans? We're talking baseball today, specifically about the legendary Justin Verlander and his ongoing quest for a truly historic milestone, 300 career wins. At the age of 42, and after battling some recent injuries, Verlander has signed a 1-year, $15 million contract with the San Francisco Giants, and his ambition remains as strong as ever. Verlander currently sits at 262 career wins, and he knows that time is of the essence. Reaching the 300-win mark is incredibly rare in modern baseball. In fact, Randy Johnson was the last pitcher to achieve this feat way back in 2009. Ironically, while pitching for the Giants. Despite his age and some neck and arm issues in recent years, Verlander has been looking healthy and sharp during spring training with the Giants. He's been ramping up his pitch count and feeling good on the mound. In a recent interview, Verlander expressed his belief that he can still reach 300 wins. He acknowledged that he needs a couple of really good, healthy seasons, aiming for at least 30 starts per year for the next 3 years. Based on how he's feeling right now, he's optimistic about his chances. Verlander made some adjustments to his off-season training this year, focusing on staying active and throwing throughout the winter to avoid the issues he faced in previous seasons. He's also been working on his mechanics to address some flaws that may have contributed to his neck injury last year. Over his impressive 19-year career, Verlander has averaged around 28 starts and 178 innings per season. He's aiming to get back to that level of consistency with the Giants. So far in spring training, he's looked like his old dominant self, even hitting 95 miles per hour on the radar gun. Giants manager Bob Melvin has already named Verlander as the team's number 2 starter. Highlighting his fantastic performance in spring training, the Giants, under the leadership of Verlander's former teammate Buster Posey, who is now the president of baseball operations, are hoping Verlander can bring his veteran presence and Cy Young caliber pitching to help them get back into playoff contention. Verlander believes the Giants have a lot of overlooked potential and is excited about the culture that Posey is building. While he acknowledges his already accomplished career, he wouldn't be back if he didn't believe he could still perform at an elite level and chase that elusive 300-win milestone. It's going to be exciting to watch if Justin Verlander can make history with the San Francisco Giants. What's up, Baseball fans, welcome back to the channel for the latest updates from around the MLB. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest stars in the game, Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and a concerning illness that has put his status for the home opener in question. Mookie has been dealing with what's being described as an undiagnosed stomach illness. And it sounds pretty rough. It actually started bothering him even before the Dodgers made the trip to Japan to kick off the season against the Chicago Cubs. Unfortunately, the illness kept him sidelined for both games in Tokyo, and now, with the home opener at Dodger Stadium just around the corner, his availability is still uncertain. But there's some potentially good news on the horizon. According to ESPN's Alden Gonzalez, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts sounded optimistic on Monday, saying he was really encouraged after Mookie went through a full workout at Dodger Stadium. Roberts is even expecting Betts to be in the lineup for Thursday's home opener against the Detroit Tigers. However, the exact nature of Mookie's illness remains a mystery. The 32-year-old star has reportedly lost nearly 20 pounds since he first started feeling sick. That's a significant amount of weight, and it shows just how much this has been affecting him. He was hoping to play shortstop in a game against the Angels on Sunday. But unfortunately, he started vomiting again just hours before the game, forcing him out of the lineup. In his own words, Mookie just wants to play. He's tired of sitting on the sidelines. Tired of feeling sick. He even said his body's just kind of eating itself, because he can't keep food down. He's able to work out and feels okay physically. But every time he tries to eat solid food, it comes right back up. It's understandably making him scared to eat. What's even more baffling is that all the tests have come back normal. Doctors have put him on new medication, hoping it will finally calm his stomach issues. Mookie wants to be 100% when he returns to the field so he can get off to a good start this season and not be a hindrance to his team. He acknowledged that playing at his current weight of 157 pounds, down from his usual 175, would be playing uphill. While he's not ruling it out, he and the team need to decide if it makes logical sense for him to play in that condition. So, what do you think, Dodgers fans? Are you optimistic that Mookie will be in the lineup for the home opener? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more MLB updates. We'll see you next time. Ever wonder where the next big star in baseball comes from? Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers' new closer, Tanner Scott, has one of the most unique origin stories you'll ever hear. Get this. His pitching journey started at a college that doesn't even exist anymore. That's right. Notre Dame College in Ohio announced its closure last spring. But rewind 11 years, and that small school had a hard-throwing lefty on their roster who would become their only big leaguer in history. That's Tanner Scott. Fast forward to today, and Scott is now the guy the Dodgers are trusting to shut down games. Having signed a massive 4-year, $72 million deal. That's the 5th largest contract ever for a relief pitcher. And it's a payday that was earned after some seriously dominant seasons. But Scott's path wasn't always paved with gold. He was a self-described terrible hitter in high school. Playing mostly outfield, his strong arm got him some occasional pitching appearances. But let's just say it wasn't pretty. Minimal college interest led him to Notre Dame College, where his fastball velocity started to climb, hitting 92 miles per hour as a freshman. The problem? His control was wild. Think a 5.54 ERA with a ton of walks. Not exactly a recipe for future stardom, right? But southpaws who can throw hard are rare. And after one season, Scott transferred to Howard College in Texas. And that, he says, was one of the best decisions he ever made. At Howard, he finally learned proper pitching mechanics and his fastball jumped to 97 miles per hour. His effectiveness improved, even if the walks were still a bit high. That one season was enough to make him a top junior college prospect. And the Baltimore Orioles drafted him in the 6th round, just 2 years after barely cracking 90 miles per hour in high school. Scott was touching triple digits as a pro. The road wasn't always smooth in the big leagues, mostly spent on struggling Orioles and Marlins teams. But his individual talent was undeniable, eventually leading to closing duties with the Marlins in a dominant 2023 season that saw him traded to the playoff contending Padres. Interestingly, it was his performance against the Dodgers both with the Marlins and the Padres, including striking out Shohei Ohtani multiple times in the playoffs. That likely caught their eye. As the saying goes, if you can't beat him, pay them a lot of money to join you. Now, Scott reunites with his close friend and fellow reliever Evan Phillips in the Dodgers bullpen. Their journey together started in the depths of the Orioles' rebuild, and now they're both high-leverage arms on one of baseball's best teams. Tanner Scott's story is a testament to perseverance and the incredible journey a player can take to reach the pinnacle of the sport. From a small college that's no more to the bright lights of Dodger Stadium, he's ready to lock down games for a championship contender. It's a story worth following. Alright, baseball buffs, time to head out west and see what the National League's Wild division has in store for us in 2025. We're talking about the NL West, where superstars are practically falling out of the sky, mostly landing in Dodger blue and Padre brown. But don't count out a couple of other teams who opened up their wallets this offseason to bring in some serious impact players. First up, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's be honest, folks, it's World Series or bust for these guys. And that was the expectation before they even won it last year. Now, they've gone and added even more firepower, bringing in Blake Snell and Roki Sasaki to bolster their already stacked rotation. Not to mention the small addition of a guy named Shohei Ohtani. They've also beefed up the bullpen and the lineup. Basically, if the Dodgers don't romp through this division, something has gone seriously wrong. Their biggest challenge might just be keeping their aging but talented roster healthy come playoff time. Next, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks. Fresh off a World Series appearance in 2024, the D-backs are looking formidable again, especially after landing Cy Young winner Corbin Burnes to anchor their rotation. They were a top offensive team last year, and while they lost Christian Walker, they've brought in Josh Naylor who can certainly swing the bat. They should be the Dodgers' biggest threat in the West. Then there are the San Diego Padres. After a protracted legal battle within the ownership, the Padres had a pretty quiet offseason. They still have their dynamic duo in Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado, and some solid pitching. But while the Dodgers and D-backs were making splashes, the Padres mostly stood pat. They're still a good team, but they might take a step backward in this competitive division. Moving on to the San Francisco Giants. Under new front office leadership, they made a big early move by signing shortstop Willie Adames. They also brought in veteran Justin Verlander, though he's coming off injury. However, they did lose Blake Snell to their rivals in LA. Spring training didn't exactly inspire confidence. So while they might be better than last year, they'll likely be looking up at the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Padres. Finally, we have the Colorado Rockies. Let's just say the Rockies have a long climb ahead of them. They struggled mightily last year and haven't made any significant moves to suggest a major turnaround is on the horizon. Their offense was weak, and their pitching remains a concern. They've got some young talent, but it looks like another tough season in the Mile High City. So there you have it, folks. The NL West looks like the Dodgers' division to lose, with the Diamondbacks ready to pounce. The Padres might be treading water. The Giants are looking to improve, and the Rockies have a steep mountain to climb. It's going to be an exciting season out west.